So a move upward in Empire shares. The company behind grocery chains such as Sobeys, Longo's and Farm Boy boosting its dividend by more than 9%. Let's get more on Empire and other TSX movers. We're joined by Bloomberg's Stephanie Hughes. Stephanie, thanks very much for joining us as ever. Empire slowing as well the rollout of its e-commerce, postponing a Vancouver project. So perhaps that's pleasing investors as well. It'll mean more profit in the short term.
For sure, Andy, I'd say. Well, Empire shares moved as much as nearly 8% today, and that was its biggest intraday gain since late 2022. And like you mentioned, there's a few moving parts that are bringing shares higher today, one of them being the results this morning that had Empire's adjusted earnings of 63 cents per share, just managing to beat what analysts were expecting. Didn't hurt that the company also raised the dividend by almost 10%, like you acknowledged there. So that's always popular with shareholders. But another thing you mentioned was what most traders and analysts are really looking at today is the fact that Sobeys, which is owned by Empire, is really putting the brakes on plans to launch this automated warehouse in Vancouver. This warehouse being in partnership with British online grocery company Ocado Group. So Empire Management said it was working with Ocado to decrease costs and provide more flexibility, which included ending the mutual exclusivity agreement. That prompted Ocado shares to fall by double digits, but Empire shares were getting a lift there. Ocado has been struggling to really gain traction with its automated segment, and that was hit with a series of annual losses. And another name I'm looking at is SilverCrest Metals. Those shares rallied at 6.4%, biggest boost in over a month. And this is your garden variety gold and silver prices story based on some of the U.S. economic data we got this morning. So initial jobless claims pulled back from a 10-month high from last week, and new home construction was at its most sluggish pace in about 4 years. So traders are taking this as a time to pile into gold and silver names. Along with SilverCrest, we saw Oceana Gold, Barrick Gold, and what have you. Another one was Pan American Silver. So I guess it's a good day to be in grocery and silver and gold names, Andy.
And then finally, Brookfield Business Partners. One of its big investments hit with a cyber attack.
That's right, yeah, and it's the second cyber attack. So Brookfield Business Partners, those shares moved lower by over 2% today. It was because one of its major holdings, CDK Global, a software provider that a lot of auto dealers really depend on in the U.S., that fell victim to a major hack that basically crippled the ability for a lot of these automotive dealers to run their business. So CDK is one of Brookfield's what's called a Super 6 holdings there, meaning it's one of the top 6 investments that Brookfield really boasted in its 2023 Investor Day. So when this hack took place, really hurt Brookfield shares there, Andy.
Stephanie, always great hearing from you. Thanks very much indeed. Bloomberg's Stephanie Hughes.